Kane Smith here from CaneSmithCopywriter.com, and in this video, the second of a 7-part series of the 7 deadly sins in sales copy, I'm going to be focusing on gluttony. Now, the previous video focused on greed. You'll find a link to that video in the description. Check that out. But this week, I'm looking at gluttony. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the important role that gluttony plays towards the close, towards the end of a sale, because you're going to see in most of these examples, not all of them, but in some of the examples that I'm going to pull up on my screen soon, you'll see that gluttony is very prevalent when we are presenting an offer to the customer and we want to get them to buy. Now, one of the reasons I like gluttony so much as one of the 7 sins, I think it's quite a fun one, is that to me, it's arguably the most primal. I mean, all of these are primal, right? The 7 deadly sins, these are kind of primal desires, emotions that people experience. But there's something really, really knee-jerk and reactive about gluttony that for a direct response copywriter makes it quite fun to play with. It's like, kind of like the doctor who taps the mallet on the kneecap and the leg kicks. You can do that with gluttony. Like, people just sometimes have eyes bigger than the belly and they can't help themselves. And as a copywriter, you can use that to your advantage. And you're going to see that in the examples that I show you. In the previous video, the greed video, I explained the difference between greed and gluttony. There's a reason that they're 2 separate, distinct sins amongst the 7 deadly sins, because I believe that most people see greed and gluttony as one and the same thing. They see them as like interchangeable terms. And I know that, like, in everyday speech, we do this. I do this, like if someone's eats very greedy with food, we could say, oh yeah, they're greedy or they're a glutton, and we kind of treat them as one and the same thing. But then, for the purposes of copywriting, if you're gonna use the 7 deadly sins as I advise, and see if you can fit one of the sins around a product's core benefit, to make that emotional attachment with the reader, then it really kind of behooves you to try to see greed and gluttony as 2 separate and distinct things. So I'm just going to recap the difference. If you've already kind of watched me explain the difference in the greed video, you feel free to skip past this part and get straight to the examples. However, greed, gluttony, the difference between the 2. And the best example I could probably have of this is the idea of going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. All right, I know you've gone to an all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant. The glutton just has eyes bigger than the belly and fills the plate with all kinds of random crap and just eats and eats and eats and eats and eats until they're full and they can't possibly eat anymore. And they're not eating because they're hungry. They're eating because there's this huge selection of food there, and they just can't help themselves. They're not even thinking about it. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. Like, I have to get all this while I'm here, and they just fill the plate with loads of stuff and eat. Now, a lot of people say, well, that is not greed. But the glutton is just kind of like consuming. It's binging. You're not trying to save anything or accumulate or grow anything. And you're just consuming for the sake of consuming because it's there and you want it. Whereas as the greedy person would be the person who kind of goes up to the buffet after they've eaten everything and still wants more to, like, take home. They might go with a doggy bag, put some extra food in there. Right, that'll do me for a couple of meals for the next few days. I'll save money that way. I might as well fill my boots while I'm here at the buffet. Could get some food to feed the dog as well. That'll save me money. I won't have to spend money on dog food for the next few days. I can feed the dog. And then the greedy person might spot, like the last chocolate roll on the dessert plate, and they don't want it. They're not going to eat it. They're full, but it's like they have to have it. They have to have it rather than let somebody else have it. No, I want it. I'm going to have this for later as well. So there's like almost a degree of selfishness there. It's not a bad thing. We talk about these sins, but it's just human nature. So hopefully that story has kind of illustrated the difference between greed and gluttony. There is a fine line. And it's just one of the reasons why I suppose I'm talking so much about the difference between greed and gluttony in sales copy. There is a fine line, and I suppose there are times where the 2 do kind of blend into each other. But the distinction is important, especially with the examples I'm going to show you shortly. In gluttony, we can really use gluttony to its maximum advantage when we're presenting an offer. You know, when you kind of saying this is everything you get, and you're breaking down all the different product features, all the benefits, you're layering on top the bonuses, you're layering on top the guarantees, and the whole kind of plus you get this and there's more. That's gluttony, right? This is where someone's seeing the product laid out in front of them, and they're seeing everything they get. It's a classic tactic in direct response, which is to really stack the value. You want to almost kind of deliver the 10x the value. And you don't just get this, you get this, and 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 it's all for this price. That's pure gluttony. All right, that's appealing to someone's gluttonous nature. So it's a pretty simple one to explain. I'll briefly talk you through a couple more examples before I show you some examples on various pages that I've got in my swipe file and stuff. But think of like our modern culture of like Netflix is pure gluttony in every way. Not just the idea that you've got, these series on demand and you can binge watch TV series rather than have to wait next week for the next episode. You've got like 30, 40 episodes of a series and you can just watch them all day long on these marathons. And even the whole kind of culture of like Netflix and chill, the idea of someone sitting there doing nothing else all day except binging on this TV series. They're probably with a load of snacks, like binging them. So it is like gluttonous heaven. Appeals to this human desire to just kind of go crazy and let loose. That's gluttony. We see it a lot in the mobile phone industry, the cell phone industry, the idea of all you can eat data, unlimited minutes, unlimited texts. Like here in Britain, we have these SIM card deals where you buy a SIM card and for £30 a month, you get the lot, unlimited 4G, all you can eat on 4G data, unlimited text, unlimited minutes. You never like, if I was given a deal, a plan that had like 500 call minutes, like never in a million years, I would spend 500 minutes per month talking to people on the phone. I don't need unlimited minutes, right? I probably need about 100 minutes tops, if that. But I still own a SIM card that gives me unlimited minutes. Why? I was just being a glutton, Why pay for a plan? Why pay 20 quid for a plan that only gives me 100 minutes when I can pay an extra tenner a month for a plan that gives me unlimited minutes? Never mind the fact that I'm never going to use them. And that's a good example as well of the fact that I might not use those minutes. Like I don't save them or I carry them over. I can't do that. That would be greed anyway. If you kind of go in there premeditated to say, right, I'm going to, I get 500 minutes a month on my plan. And I'm just going to kind of accumulate them so I can like have that's greed. Like the reptilian brain thinks, unlimited minutes. I'm just going to fill my boots and just call people all the time and not have to worry about racking up a huge bill. And then you don't end up doing it. But that's besides the point. At the point of sale, at the point of purchase, your gluttony, your like kind of primal animal instinct to just binge and have everything all at once, as much of it as you want, whenever you want, that took over. And it's very, very primal, like seems to kind of come from the gut. You don't even think about it. It just happens. Probably more so, it's probably more of an immediate response, similar to anger, I suppose. Wrath, you don't really, you're just like, it just happens. Or something like greed is a bit more calculated. Of course, it's a primal emotion, but there's something a bit more calculated and strategic about the greedy mind versus the gluttonous mind that just has the knee-jerk desire to just consume. All right. So I hope that explains it pretty well. But the best way now is to go into some examples. I'm going to pull up a few examples on my screen of gluttonous copy in action. Enjoy. All right. So if we look at this classic promo written by the late, great Clayton Makepeace, an amazing promo I've got in my swipe file, the ultimate betrayal of the stock market lambs. Now, this, by the way, this isn't gluttony. I was just telling you which promotion it comes to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll to the offer. Oops, I've gone way too far. All right, so let's look at the offer copy. This is where this happens in virtually all sales promotions. Once the product is being revealed and the offer's being laid out, this is where gluttony, as like an emotion, as a desire that we tap into, really tends to take hold. I mean, look at this. Get $1,035 worth of free gifts and discounts just for joining me now. Save half your risk-free trial membership. And then everything's kind of laid out, all these different reports and what value they are. Look at this. 2 years of safe money reports. So that's appealing to our gluttony. You know, you're not getting it for a month, you're not getting it for a year, you're getting it for 2 years. 24/7 access. I mean, you don't really need 24/7. Like, we live in human beings, we're obsessed with kind of getting everything when we want it, like on demand. Again, it appeals to our gluttonous natures. We just want to kind of binge on something as and when we want, in the greatest amount of quantity that we want. So this idea of having 24/7 access to something, that promise always appeals to gluttony. And then look at this. You also get my analysis and advice at least 262 times per year. Each year you'll receive 12 regular monthly issues, 250 daily commentaries, plus whenever fast-breaking market news warrant, you get urgent flash alerts by first-class mail or email, your choice. Like, look at everything that's on offer here, the sheer volume of it, and again, the choice. 262 times a year, we can get it either by first-class mail or by email. Like, there's even there's like a smorgasbord of stuff here, and you're probably never going to take advantage of it all. And deep down, people reading this, like, deep down, they probably know they're never going to get the opportunity they're never going to take full advantage of this offer. But there's something like primal, that kind of reptilian brain just kind of sees all this stuff laid out, and it's like this, I want. And you see this happen in a lot of sales promotions. It's not unique to this promo that Clayton wrote. I just thought it was a really good example, kind of all squashed into one page, of how gluttony can kind of take over, and how as copywriters we can really tap into this gluttony by just kind of throwing all this stuff there on the bit. Like, look at everything you get with this offer, and it gets people just want to kind of binge and indulge. And just as an interesting aside, to get very meta while I'm on the page here, I'm just going to scroll up. So this promo is part of a document I have, the 500-page swipe file for Clayton Makepeace. Even the title of the swipe file product appeals to gluttony. 500. So did you say how many pages are in a book? It's not a benefit, right? It's a feature of the book. A book that's 500 pages long, right? We're just kind of describing a feature of the book. However, like, this product is pitched at people like me, copywriting geeks who love to study old ads and old sales letters, who love to collect swipe files and really kind of study the masters. This product is aimed at people like me. So, like, Clayton Makepeace is a legend. He kind of needs no introduction. You don't need to sell me on the benefits of reading Clayton's work. What you can sell me on is how much of it there is for me to binge on. Like, a 500-page swipe file of Clayton Makepeace's ads. You've got me, right? You don't, like I said, you don't need to sell me on the quality of Clayton's work. You don't really need to sell me on what I can learn from Clayton. Just sell me on how much of it there is. Like, look at all this classic stuff written by Clayton Makepeace that you can binge on. There's like 500 pages of it. I'm sold. I want this product. So let's take a look at this email from a company called Cakeway cookies. Now, you've probably noticed that gluttony tends to rear its ugly or beautiful head, depending on which way you want to look at it, in offer copy, right? When you're getting round to talking about the offer, or if you've got like a headline, if you're kicking things off with an offer lead. And this email from Cakeway Cookies is no exception. So, all right, the headline is more greed than anything else. Yeah, 50% off. But when you start going into the body of the email, I think even the reference here to a mysterious chocolate factory, straight away you kind of almost subconsciously tapping into gluttony. But the moment whoever wrote this starts talking about the offer, 50% off my never before released consistencies 101 course, a course that will teach you how to make the icing mix and thin consistencies all in the comfort of your home. I do apologize. Obviously, there's a bit of the copy that's cropped off here on the left hand margin. But when they start going into the offer stack here, like in this course, you'll learn over the shoulder view of how to make royal icing, trialed and vigorously tested allergy-free royal icing recipe, which allows you to make This video training gives you the secret to make, identify, and thin consistencies needed to decorate your cookies. You'll learn how-to tips for storing your icing, get answers to all of your questions in this over-the-shoulder video training. Plus, you'll get instant access to these bonuses available to you instantly. You'll get access to my by the end of this training. You'll be able to It's gluttony, right? They're just lobbing a load of cool stuff. Even this part available to you instantly. Just the idea. Remember what we've spoke about, the idea of this kind of on-demand culture, how we want everything right now. So not only are you getting all of these bonuses, but you get to binge on them. They're available to you instantly. You can have them right now. Fill your boots, that kind of thing. That's gluttony. Super simple example of gluttony on a page. This is just an order form, right? And a lot of the time, when we're talking about using emotions in copy and how to start a headline off and how to start a page off, I think there's almost too much of a focus sometimes on like the headline of a sales letter. And maybe we're not guilty of looking at other pieces of copy in the funnel, emails, ads, order forms, upsells, things like that. So I just thought that it'd be interesting to look at this order form. NorthStar Nutritionals selling a health supplement here. And of course, the order form is where you're really going for the throats to get the sale. And typically it's like heavy gluttony copy, because like if you look at the starts here, this formula is specifically designed to enhance mental performance. Ingredients in this formula were shown to give study participants improved memory, increased focus, faster mental performance speed, and improved mental alertness. So like you all these benefits, all right, not just improved memory, but increased focus as well, faster mental performance, improved mental alertness. So like you can have all these benefits by having this supplement. And then, like, best of all, one ingredient in the Ceretrol formula was shown to start working in just 1 hour, right? So there's like an additional benefit here. We've just thrown 4 benefits at people, but how about this one, an extra one? It works really fast as well. In just 1 hour, gimme. Look at the, like, choose a package option. And of course, they've highlighted this one as the best deal. Not 1 bottle, not 3 bottles, but 6 bottles is the best deal. Like, again, gluttony. I don't want 1 bottle. I don't want 3. I want 6. I want to get maximum. I want to get the maximum amount that I can for my money. Because why have 1 or 3 bottles when I can have 6? And I'll show you this one as well. An example of some website copy for a SaaS product. Now, I wouldn't normally bring these kind of examples in because most copy for SaaS products tends to be atrocious, right? It tends to be awful. But this is pretty good because the copywriter who wrote this, a guy called Pedro Cortez, is a very, very, very good SaaS copywriter. He understands direct response. He gets it. One of the few really good SaaS copywriters out there. And if you look at the headline for this product better agency, finally, you can manage your insurance agency and automate sales with just one system, a sales-driven AMS and a powerful CRM, all in one tool. Use your policy downloads to automate the entire customer lifecycle, sales, service, renewals, and claims. So it's pretty self-explanatory. There's blatant... it blatantly appeals to our gluttonous nature, the idea that you can manage your insurance agency and automate sales and do it all in one place with just one system. you know, an all-in-one tool. Use your policy downloads to automate the entire customer lifecycle. So it's not just zeroing in on one aspect of the customer lifecycle. It's everything: sales, service, renewals, and claims. Even like that list of 4 things, it's designed to kind of, when I say overwhelm the reader, not in a bad way, like not to kind of not in kind of an information overload way, but it's designed to just like make make their eyes just light up, and you know, make that gluttonous person who just wants everything all at once now. That satisfies all my needs. It does everything all in one place. I want it. I'm going to have it. All right, so that wraps things up. That's gluttony. Okay, hopefully now you've come away with an understanding of how you can use gluttony to your advantage in your sales copy. All right, if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And don't forget, there's a link in the description to some free training, okay, where I take you through persuasion in sales emails, how to overcome people's objections with something I call the Reef method. It's a video training. It's completely free. Help yourself to that by hitting the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the next video.